Big New York Times report came out this week. Clinton campaign and Democratic Party helped pay for Russia-Trump dossier. So they say the presidential campaign of Hillary Clinton and the Democratic National Committee paid for research that was included in a dossier made public in January that contained salacious claims about connections between Donald J. Trump, his associates, and Russia. A spokesperson for a law firm said on Tuesday that it had hired Washington-based researchers last year to gather damaging information about Mr. Trump on numerous subjects, including possible ties to Russia. On behalf of the Clinton campaign and the DNC, the revelation, which emerged from a letter filed in court on Tuesday, is likely to fuel new partisan attacks over federal and congressional investigations into Russia's attempt to disrupt last year's election and whether any of Mr. Trump's associates assisted in the effort. The president and his allies have argued for months that the investigations are politically motivated. They have challenged the information contained in the dossier, which was compiled by a former British spy who had been contracted by the Washington research firm Fusion GPS. Okay, so, yet again, you do understand what this means, right? Now, this piece is in the New York Times. Nobody can argue the New York Times is more pro-Trump than pro-Hillary. Of course they're more pro-Hillary. That's a given. They're the New York Times. And this is in the New York Times, not in the opinion section. This is a piece in the New York Times saying, yes, it was discovered through court proceedings that, remember the PP tape dossier, because that's what they're referring to here. They're saying, yeah, by the way, the people who financed that, it was kind of the DNC and Hillary Clinton's campaign. Wait, what? Whoa. Whoa, hold on now. Guys, the Clinton campaign just spent the last couple months repeating over and over and over, and the Democratic Party, corporate Democrats, just spent the last few months saying over and over and over, Donald Trump colluded with Russia, Donald Trump colluded with Russia, Donald Trump colluded with Russia, and you can't do that in an election. And then with this report, we now know that apparently the Clinton campaign colluded with Russia. They colluded with a former British spy to get information from Russian officials on, dirt on Donald Trump. Now, listen, to me, largely irrelevant as long as the information we're talking about is accurate, as long as it's true. Here's the problem, and I expressed this from day one when the PP tape allegations came out. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. There indeed is no evidence of the PP tape. Sorry, it's not like I'm soft on Trump. I mean, I'm the guy who calls him terrorist Don for his repeated claims of we have to take out their families. And by the way, he did. His first military raid as president killed an 8-year-old American girl. Increasing drone strikes by 432%. He's a monster. So I'm not soft on Trump, but there was just no evidence for the PP tape. Now, you ready for this? How much was paid by the DNC and the Clinton campaign to their lawyers, okay? And this research firm that did the opposition research is part of that group with the lawyers. They paid $12.4 million to them. Wow. You know, I don't know about you guys, but to me it looks like $12.4 million is a significant amount of money where you can pretty much get anybody, any unscrupulous person, to tell you whatever the fuck you want to hear. Hey, here's $12.4 million. Go get me some dirt on Trump. Oh, well, see, what had happened was somebody had told somebody that Donald Trump, there's a PP tape and Trump likes to watch hookers piss on the bed or something. So, listen, man, I said it a million times, I'll say it a million more. In my mind, the only thing that matters is the information true or not? That's why with the WikiLeaks stuff, it's so important to discuss it, because it's internal DNC emails, and we learned that it's true. It's true that they rigged the primary against Bernie Sanders. It's a fact. So you can't just say, oh, it maybe came from Russia, so let's dismiss it. No, it is accurate. That the DNC emails are proven, so that's why it's important to discuss it. This is an issue where they just have presented no evidence. If it's true, I'll be the first one to come out here and say, you know what, I was wrong. There is evidence for it, and it is true. But no, when you have the DNC and you have the Clinton campaign paying to get dirt on Trump, they pay $12.4 million, and then lo and behold, they come out with some salacious information that they think could sink the Trump campaign. And you know what the really big giveaway is? This is the part, and to be clear, I think this leaked after the election, not during the election. But the biggest giveaway is that in the article, they talk about how internally the DNC and the Clinton campaign, they said, hey, nothing seems to be working. Attacking this guy. It doesn't seem to be working. So whenever we bring up policy, so his hypocrisy, we don't think it works. We don't think that's landing. Whenever we bring up his giant character flaws and how, much of a loose cannon he is, that doesn't seem to be working either. He's relatively consistent in the polls no matter what we say. So how do we tank this guy? Well, when you think you're out of options, when you've tried policy attacks and you've tried character attacks, what's next? The only thing that's left is some sort of salacious bombshell where you think, it's so beyond the pale that people will go, oh, come on, I can't. Really? The pee-pee tape guy? No, can't have that. So, wow. It's just amazing to me because it does show you that it has been a case of projection, man. And it doesn't matter which candidate you agree with more, disagree with more, putting aside all that stuff. Just focusing on this issue, the Russia issue. Listen, it's a fact. Like the Uranium One deal that's been getting a lot of press lately, people are mocking others for bringing it up. Corporate Democrats are mocking people for bringing it up. Chris Hayes on Twitter, like, we've entered that's the real Russia scandal phase. But I don't see anybody actually rebutting it. So in other words, for those of you who don't know, we did a long segment on this. The Uranium One scandal is Hillary Clinton and Eric Holder were on a committee, and Obama signed off on this, by the way, on a deal to give Russia control of 20% of U.S. uranium. Now, as that was going on, the FBI had significant evidence that Russia was doing bribes behind the scenes to try to get this deal approved. At the same time, the Clinton Foundation, Bill Clinton's going and doing a bunch of speeches in Russia, and Russia's giving a lot of money to the Clinton Foundation. So, wow, look at that. As Bill Clinton's getting paid off by Russia, and there's other bribery going on behind the scenes in the U.S., Russian officials are doing that, the committee approves a deal to give Russia control 20% of U.S. uranium, and Obama signs off on it, knowing that the FBI has a mountain of evidence that how we got to this place was Russia doing a lot of bribery, and there's a lot of corruption going on. So people are mocking that as if hey, it's because Democrats are saying that Russia colluded with Trump that now the right is trying to make an argument that no, maybe it was Hillary that really colluded with Russia. But again, in that story, I see the connections. I see the money went to Clinton and the Clinton Foundation, and then this committee approved the deal where Russia gets control of 20% of the uranium. In other words, I see it all the way through to fruition. I see the line and the logical progression. In the claims against Trump, look, it's not like I don't want to see connections with Trump. I just don't see it because he's done nothing that's tangibly helped them. So the idea is, Russia's on Trump's team. So Trump will, of course, this is the way bribery and corruption works, will do favorable policies to Russia to help them out. Okay, well, what would favorable policies to Russia be? Well, for example, one of those things would be not attacking their close ally in Syria. But they bombed the fighter jets in the Syrian airport. They've been constantly attacking people on the side of the Syrian government. So Russia does not want that. So they're not doing what Russia wants. Furthermore, they increase sanctions. It's not just that we already had a tremendous amount of sanctions on Russia. We did. We had a round after Crimea under Obama. Then we had a round after the election under Obama. Then Congress passed even more sanctions. And Trump said, all right, I guess I'm signing it. And he signed that. And then now the newest thing that they try to pretend like, oh, he's helping Russia, is that it took an extra 3 weeks before they implemented the sanctions. Really? That's your fucking claim of how bought he is by Russia? That he delayed an even more punitive action on them that is now being implemented? So, in other words, in the case of Trump, he hasn't done anything that benefits them. So I don't see how you can make the claim that he's a puppet of them when he's doing everything they don't want him to do. So yes, I see the line in the Hillary Clinton example. I don't see the line in the Trump example. Now, by the way, is it possible, and is it almost likely, that Trump is like laundering money for Russian oligarchs? Yeah, that definitely is possible, and that definitely is likely, because Trump has businesses in 12 different countries. Okay? And it's not like he's not corrupt. Of course he's corrupt. I use the example of Saudi Arabia all the time because he registered 12 new businesses in Saudi Arabia during the campaign. And then when he gets elected, he did a $110 billion weapons deal with them. So maybe that has something to do with the fact that he's got close personal ties to them. Yes, he's in $100 billion worth of personal debt, mostly held on Wall Street. Is that one of the reasons why he's super subservient to them and doing whatever they want? Yes, of course. So he is corrupt, and he is corrupt with foreign governments. I think he already violated the Emoluments Clause. But in terms of the claim of the Russian government, him helping the Russian government, he just hasn't done it. He's helped Russian oligarchs. I'm sure that's the case because he's helped so many rich business people around the world. And like I said, he's in business with 12 different countries, helped them out. Another thing is they've paid exorbitant amounts of money to his hotels when they're here, and then he does favors for them policy-wise. Not Russia, but other countries. So, yes, he's corrupt, but I just don't see the line when it comes to the specific issue of Russia. And now we know there's two stories about Hillary Clinton and the DNC in Russia, and I see the line all the way through. I see okay, you guys approved the Uranium One deal and gave Russia 20% of control of U.S. uranium. I see the line there. I see the line here. I see the line of, you wanted dirt on Russia, so you worked with a former British spy who worked with Russian officials who gave you information. Remember, you guys said, hey, you can't take any information that involves foreign powers. You guys said that about Trump. You guys said that. That's why there was such an outcry over Donald Trump Jr. meeting with somebody who was Russian. Because you go, oh, you can't take information from foreign governments and foreign people? What are you, crazy? That you can't do that. That's collusion. Well, then by your own definition, this is collusion. Because this is you getting a British spy to do opposition research. The British spy got information from Russian officials on the so-called PP tape. And by the way, you paid $12.4 million for it. So again, I think they're willing to tell you whatever the fuck you want to hear. Look, it is a case of projection. Sorry. It is a case of projection when it comes to the issue of Russia. You can cry all you want. You could say, oh my God, I disagree with Kyle because Russia. But every story that's come out about Russia on the Democratic side where they're trying to go after Trump and the Republicans for it, each one is goofier than the next. Now they've gone all the way to the bottom, and the argument is Russia is causing us to have arguments. They're sowing discord. What, as if we were so fucking peaceful beforehand? Like, what? Are you kidding me? There's always been vehement, rigorous debate in the United States. People don't agree. We don't agree. There are right-wingers, there are left-wingers. Of course, this is the political landscape. But now they're just saying, well, we wouldn't be fighting so much if it wasn't for Russia. That's why Russia's hiring black activists to go after Hillary Clinton. They point to YouTube channels that have 260 subscribers. Now they're saying Standing Rock activists were Russian agents. Are you fucking kidding me? So the water protectors are Russian agents. What they're trying to do, what corporate Democrats are trying to do, kill two birds with one stone, undermine every movement to their left, every Bernie Sanders linked movement, undermine them while at the same time smearing the right and trying to say, hey, the only reason they're in a position of power is because of a hostile foreign government, Russia, that put them there. Now, please look away, even though I approved a deal where Russia got 20% of U.S. uranium, and look away as we paid to get information from Russia that would smear Trump. Listen, man, I don't know how many times I could say it. All I want to do is make it so the Democrats win again. All I want to do is make it so that we fix the country. All I want to do is make it so that Democrats care about things that matter. Medicare for all, free college, living wage, ending the wars, ending the drug war, New Deal. You go down the list. Raise taxes on the rich. That's what I'm trying to do. But when the Democrats are making the argument, Russia, and then it turns out information like this comes out and it shows that they're just doing projection and it's a hacky argument, you're making yourself look bad. I'm trying to stop that and make you principled. So, it's just so pathetic. And then they'll dig their hole deeper, the Neera Tandons and the Peter Dows and the fucking, Hillary Clinton wing of the party. They'll keep digging and keep digging and keep digging. And Maxine Waters now calling for an investigation into which Russians were tweeting in her district. Like, they'll just keep digging their hole deeper, and it will make the American people's eyes roll over. In fact, I'm not going to spoil it now, but there's a story we're getting to later in the show. Poll numbers that prove my point. It's not even just that the American people are tired of the Russia nonsense. Democratic voters are tired of it. So let's put it all to rest. And move on and focus on the issues.